City of Lawrence Common Council. Today is December 2nd, 2019. It is 6:30 p.m. and the meeting is now called to order. Can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father in heaven, as we come before you tonight, we ask that you'll bless this council that will make wise decisions for our city. We ask you'll bless our city leaders and please bless our servicemen and our first responders, that you'll bless them with safety as they go out tonight, that they'll return. We ask that when the time comes, we'll go home in safety. And these things we say in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay, we have a quorum, and I am going to take the liberty of moving an item around in the agenda so that we can accommodate a request that was made. We are going to go right to resolution number 8, 2019, recognizing a new city flag.
Good evening, and thank you for the recognizing the request. So we have a proposal for a new city flag. I'd like to start it off by presenting the current city flag. So this came up over the summer in a discussion. Unbeknownst to us in our office, we actually do have a city flag. So when we took a look at it, this is the current city flag. So we thought it was interesting. So one of our interns this summer, who's standing here with us, Ethan Marasco, took it upon himself to design the city a new flag, and he's going to give a quick presentation on it.
Okay.
I
And
would
before
like
you,
to, pardon me?
Controller Fenwick, right before I have you do that, I'd like for our clerk to go ahead and read by title the resolution to make it official. You've done all this work. We want it to be official.
Resolution number 8, 2019, introduced by Councilor Chavis, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Lawrence, Indiana, recognizing a new city flag.
So as I said, Ethan was a summer intern with us. We had 7, and he was a very exceptional intern this summer and has decided to stay on when he can in the fall. So Ethan has lived in Lawrence for 17 years, attending Sunnyside Elementary School and Oak Landon Elementary School as a member of the Stretch program. He attended Fall Creek Valley Middle School and was a member of Art Club, Jazz Band, and Concert Band. Ethan is currently a junior at Cathedral High School, where he is a member of almost a dozen student organizations, including being the chief graphic designer of Cathedrals Magazine, the captain of the dance team, a member of the JV tennis team, and a member of Young Republicans and Young Democrats. After high school, Ethan hopes to attend the University of Notre Dame to study marketing and global affairs. So with that.
Hello, as Mr. Fenwick said, my name is Ethan Morosco and I'm a junior at Cathedral. I'm here to present to you a new flag design for the city of Lawrence. After coming up with a couple of designs and bringing them to the mayor and getting his feedback on them, I'm standing before you today with a new flag that I hope you all like. Here is the new flag design that I've come up with.
Like that. Nice job.
Thank you. So before designing this flag, I researched the principles of good flag design, And according to the North American Vexillological Association, who are the flag providers of America, there are 5 basic rules that they recommend you follow to create a good flag. They want you to keep it simple, use meaningful symbolism, use basic colors, do not use lettering or seals in the flag, and you need to be distinctive. The flag needs to be easily recognizable among a lot of other flags. So, a couple of values that we wanted to highlight in the flag were peace and safety, unity, diversity, our military history, and a lot of other things that we value in Lawrence. So in the flag design, there are a lot of aspects that have a lot of symbolism behind them. The red represents determination and passion. The white represents peace and safety. The blue represents unity, diversity, and stability. And the 5 stars represent the 5 branches of the United States military. The white lines in the middle and the stripes coming out of the star represent the city's future as they depict a bird flying into the horizon, demonstrating that Lawrence is a city that is always moving forward. All major cities in Indiana have passed flag resolutions unanimously, and I hope that we can do the same. Thank you for your time and consideration.
You're on your way, Ethan.
You're on cathedral.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion, Counselor Chevlot.
I'll second.
Second, Counselor Parker. Any discussion? All in favor by show of hands? Motion carries unanimous. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda, comments of council members and special recognitions or resolutions.
Madam President,
Councilor Freeman?
I would like to congratulate the city of Lawrence for the Christmas in Lawrence. It was fantastic. I have never been to a better tree lighting than in Lawrence. Appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you.
Right. Any other counselors? Okay, seeing none. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes of regular meetings of November 4th and November 20th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion, Counselor Freeman.
I'll second.
Second, Counselor Hall. Any discussion? All in favor by show of hands? Motion carries unanimous. Next, we have signing of vouchers, approval of claims, and authorization of payment. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion, Counselor Freeman.
I'll second.
Second, Counselor Hall. Any discussion? All in favor by show of hands? Motion carries, unanimous. Next, we have reports of committees. Finance.
Madam Chair, we moved our finance meeting. We did not have one. We'll move it until December 4th at 6 p.m.
Great. Energy savings.
Madam Chair, we had an energy savings meeting today. We had a presentation presented by the Perfection Group. We had an overall meeting to tell us about the overall of the contract. We did have some changes since the last time that it has been changed. We split the contract up into 2 phases, with the first phase being done immediately on the passel of the resolution, and with the second phase being done, which incorporates the repairs here in the city building, in the government center building, but we would start work on all of the energy savings deals. And I also know that with this being such a big ordeal and an ongoing deal, we wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity for, well, that's later on. I'm sorry. I don't want to move down your deal. But that's pretty much it.
And what was the status of that?
Oh, I'm sorry. We did have a motion for approval the the Energy Savings Committee made a motion for approval of recommendation to full council on the resolution number 7.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we have,
Oh, yeah, just read that. We signed a nebulous.
okay, next on the agenda, the counselors have signed the certifications pursuant to IC 36-1-20.2 and IC 36-1-21, which are basically conflict of interest forms. Next, we have unfinished business. Proposal number 12, 2019.
Proposal number 12, 2019, introduced by Councilor Chevlot and Giles, a proposal for an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Lawrence, Indiana, amending the Lawrence Municipal Code to establish a non-reverting fund to fund benefit payments for retiring employees.
That is in finance. That will be heard on December 4th. New business. Approval of 2020 meeting schedule. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Motion, Counselor Jones.
Second.
Second, Counselor Hall. Any discussion? All in favor by show of hands? Unanimous. Thank you. Next, we have resolution number 7, 2019.
Resolution number 7, 2019, introduced by Councilor Chavis and Giles, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Lawrence, Indiana, approving a guaranteed energy savings contract between the City of Lawrence and the Perfection Group.
Okay, so I'm going to ask if there's a motion and a second, and assuming that we have a motion and a second, I'm going to ask the Perfection Group to come forward just to give a general overview once again to the full council and to give the full council an opportunity to ask any questions that they may have. So is there a motion?
Yes, Madam Chair. I would like to make a motion for resolution number 7, approving a guaranteed energy savings contract between the City of Lawrence and the Perfection Group.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Counselor Parker. Okay, discussion. Can you come forward, please? State your name for the record, please.
Sure. Rob Volrath with Perfection Group.
Okay, so if you can just give the general overview. It doesn't necessarily have to be the slide deck. If you have it and want to present it, that's fine. But if you could give just a high-level overview for the counselors sitting up here who haven't heard it for a couple months, I think.
Sure. Yeah, just a high-level overview, and feel free to interrupt me at any point if you have any questions. But we've been working on this for a while now, as I think a lot of you know. And what we've done is we've identified a lot of your infrastructure that is in need of improvement, need of upgrade. So Indiana has a statute. It's Indiana Code 36-1-12.5 that allows for these programs. The spirit of the legislation is the savings that the program generates will offset the cost of the program. So everything that we do has to be guaranteed. The cost of the program, the savings of the program, as well as the performance of the equipment associated with the implementation. So we identified in all the fire stations, there were opportunities to retrofit and upgrade aging and failing HVAC equipment, building envelope, such as windows, roofs, and doors. At this building, looking at the control systems, as well as the heating equipment here, as well as some of the cooling equipment. The city-owned streetlights, the utility-owned streetlights, the city-owned park lighting at the community park, Gen Park, the community center, and the park maintenance building. All of those buildings have significant opportunities to reduce the utility and operating expenses associated with them. The savings over the 20-year period is close to $10 million, is what we're guaranteeing. And the cost, the total cost of the phase one is a little over $5.5 million. And then there's a phase 2 opportunity to do interior renovations at this building that the architects are in the middle of the design right now. Once that design's completed, then we can finalize the pricing on that, on those items in this building. And then those can be brought back to the council as part of this program as a phase 2. So that's the high-level overview of the program.
Okay. So what questions do you counselors have?
And if there's any technical questions on scope, I'd ask my engineering team to come up. That's
Sure, no problem.
So my question is, the general upfront money is 5.5 million approximately?
correct.
Okay. And then I heard in one of the meetings that there was no guarantee on the savings unless we entered into a maintenance fee. Is that correct?
No, that's just on the performance of the equipment. So if anything were to happen to the equipment during the life, if you canceled the maintenance agreement, like, or if you didn't do the maintenance agreement, then that would be voided as far as.
So we have to enter the maintenance agreement in order for this to be warranted, correct?
No, we have to measure and verify the savings every year as part of the statute. There's an ongoing reporting that we have to deliver to the Office of Energy and Development every year that the project's financed.
So we don't have to do a maintenance agreement at all then?
You know, it's optional. We recommend it because of the state of the equipment today. Anytime we design it, we install it, and we maintain it, we deliver a much higher forecasted savings projections. One of the things that was in the previous presentation is we've never missed a guarantee. We've actually been delivering 178% of our forecasted savings. On the projects where we maintain the equipment, it's been over 200%. The projects that we don't maintain it, it's been between 110 and 130%.
I wasn't here earlier. Did we enter a contract? Is our contract with entered into a maintenance fee? Are we entering into that with you?
No, the maintenance, all the maintenance agreement's a separate contract.
And can you tell me a ballpark what it would be for us monthly?
I can tell you annually, it's about $13,000.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Any other counselors?
Madam President, so I have a question. What equipment, I heard you say HVAC, doors, windows, roof. Is there any other equipment that you're providing, or is that pretty much it?
No, I mean, and Greg, you want to come up and get scope specific, but street lights, park lighting, interior lighting, exterior lighting, windows, roofs, doors, heating and cooling equipment,
You said streetlights?
Yes. All street lights across the community, city-owned as well as utility-owned. Utility-owned, when I say utility-owned, just in case my terminology is falling on you, it's IPL lights. So it's part of your street lights are owned by IPL, and then they charge you a rate for those. They have a program that allows those to be retrofitted to LED, which will reduce your rates on those lights that you're paying. And then you have city-owned lights that you're responsible for, that you're paying and maintaining. So every street light in the city is going to be retrofitted as part of this program.
Other the ones that were currently changed 2 to 3
Yeah,
years ago.
there was a few city-owned lights that were
Yeah,
changed.
there was a retrofit at that point in time.
I hesitate to ask this because I know you don't know this off the top of your head. The city-owned, the IPL lights versus the Lawrence lights. Are we talking 50/50?
No, the utility-owned lights are significantly more.
Right. So they have a lot more than,
90-10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's about
90-10.
Yeah, and the problem is because you don't own them and you don't maintain them, you're subject to what they charge you. And this program allows you to get your rate down to what standard rates are for on LED retrofits.
and the savings will earn itself back.
Oh, yeah.
And my other question is, does this enter us into a contract that holds us from using other natural resources like solar or wind or anything like that? So,
Anything like that would just build onto it.
okay, so that's a secondary type of thing. We're just talking about the equipment that we're talking about here.
Correct.
Okay, good, thank you.
Any other counselors with questions?
Madam President,
Yes, Counselor Wells?
a few concerns. This program's a 20-year program, is that correct?
Yes.
And basically, the longevity of all the equipment you're going to install has a shelf life of,
20 to 25 years.
I'm sorry?
20 to 25.
So basically, once we've paid this program off or the bond's been paid for, then we basically are going to have to do this all over again because equipment's going to be wore out, per se.
That's normal.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when the council, this council, I guess it was, approved your company, that was, what, 5 years ago?
No.
It's been since we were here.
I'm sorry?
It's been our term, so I think it's been closer to maybe 2.5,
3.5 years ago.
2.5.
Okay. And when you submitted the final price for this project was maybe what, in August?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. You said the final price for,
Well, the final cost of this, to where we're at right now. That was, because I think you had came to the or came in front of the committee, I believe it was back in June, maybe it was June,
it's
July?
August.
Is that right? And that's when you said you were going to revise your price, and it was revised, what, August or September, is that correct?
We were in front of the committee in August, and we were presenting a potentially having the design and the interior being wrapped into the entire project. And then a different direction has gone on in the last couple of months where this is what's considered the true energy savings program, where the items that are associated with this project have a true energy and utility and operational savings. The other work, the tenant interior renovation, the statute allows for 15% of the contract work to have what's called not casually connected to energy conservation measures, and that's what that phase 2 would be. And that can be allowed to be brought back once that design and once all that stuff is completed.
I believe in the original, because one of the things that we just talked about in the committee was this maintenance fee of $326,000.
That's over 20 years.
$326,000. That initially, that was, the warranties or the guarantees for this equipment was based upon your company performing that, but then it's gotten changed as we learned in the committee, is that right? To Counselor Jones's question just a little while ago.
The way the contract was drafted, Councilman Wells, back in August, was the language said that in order for the warranty to be valid, the maintenance work would have to be done by the Perfection Group. Hearing your concerns back in August, we removed that, and the way what is before you now is currently written is, it says any qualified provider in the industry, the city may hire to perform maintenance if, and they've provided us a price if we want to hire them to do it.
Well, the reason I brought that up was to clarify for Counselor Jones, because he wasn't here. Well, I think that's all I have at this point. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to, if you don't mind, I just want to put this out here for the record. $326,000 over 20 years is $16,000 to maintain all those different things across the city. That's lights, that's HVAC, that's all the way across at all our different multiple buildings. The other thing I want to make sure that's clear, that don't get caught up in the mud here, is that with that 15% that the statute allows us to do, we're basically taking the savings that we've gotten, paid for all upgrades on new equipment that we needed to pay without coming out of our capital general fund, and then take the savings that's even left over on that and redo our city hall based upon us building our new police station and the changes and stuff that now have to be done here based upon that project. And then there'll still be another $500,000 or so left over after that. So that's all I'm mentioning.
Thank you. Any other questions before? Okay, great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second. We've had the discussion. All in favor by show of hands. Motion carries. Opposed? You abstain? Okay. So one opposed, one abstention. Motion carries.
611.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we have proposal number 8, 2019.
Proposal number 8, 2019, introduced by Councilor Chavis and Chevlot, a proposal for an ordinance establishing compensation for elected officials of the City of Lawrence, Indiana for the year 2020.
That will be assigned to Finance. Next, we have comments of the administration.
Cede most of my time to Chief Patel was here, but I did want to comment and kind of piggyback on Councilor Freeman's both attendance and her comments about the Lawrence Christmas we had this weekend. Quite frankly, on Friday night, we were wondering whether we were going to have it or not because the weather wasn't forecast very good. But apparently having a meteorologist come and be an MC helps out quite a bit. So we got a 3-hour window that worked out great. We gave away 321 bags of goodies to the kids that came in. The Starrett Center was loaded and packed to the gills at 4 o'clock. We estimated about 750 people that were in attendance that night. I have to give special kudos to Jim Hannigan, who's in the back of the room back there. That tree that's out there, he made from scratch. He made it by him. He and his crew made it from scratch. And then if you had a chance to see the floats that were in the parade, it constantly amazes me the effort that DPW and utilities and the parks put into their floats every year. They're always, the kids love to play on them. And a train you see out there in front of the Starrett Center right now, that was Jim Hennigan, again, making that from scratch. So pretty cool, pretty great night for us out there. So Sean, thank you for the public acknowledgement. Of course, she was there. We're taking pictures at the stand over there. But thanks again. And Dino, I'm going to hand it over to you now.
Good evening. I just wanted to take this time to extend an invitation to the council on December 13th. We're in our 31st year of doing our Firefighters Family Assistance. So it's going to be at 5:30 at Station 38, which is next door to the post office. We'll do our sort. Right afterwards, we are going to be, the firefighters are going to be serving stew again. It takes 24 hours to make stuff. It's pretty good stuff. So last year, there was an estimate, probably about 250 people there that Friday. So it's really, if you haven't been before, I encourage you to stop in and take a look at it. It doesn't take very long. Once we have everything sorted, we load a semi in about 30 minutes with a little chain gang loading these boxes. Then on the next morning, on the 14th, we start at 8 o'clock, go from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and then the families will come in with their vouchers and ID, and we load the cars with their boxes of food. And then the kids get to come inside and kind of like shop at tables for toys. And sometimes what's really neat about this, sometimes that's the only thing these kids get for Christmas. So they're escorted in by either volunteer or somebody from the fire department. But I encourage you to either come to one or both. And like I said, it's a pretty neat time. It's a time, I think we're really blessed with this community because the fire department gets a lot of credit for this. But I'm telling you, we're just blessed to have the businesses and individuals in this city and this community make this thing work, because that's a night where everybody comes together and everything else gets put on the back burner, and they're there for one reason. And it's really nice to see that the community come together to do that. So I encourage you to come if you're able. So thank you.
What time?
5:30 on the 13th. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Next, we have citizens' comments. Okay, step forward, Ms. Browning. State your name and address for the record, please.
My name's Shanella Brownie. I am, my address is 8121 East Penway Street. I am the founder of Beautiful Baby Beginnings. We just currently have an office in Lawrence now, and we are looking to serve the Lawrence community.
What's the address of your business?
The address of my business, I just forgot it.
That's okay. What street?
Right here off 59th Street, right here by the Jacomos, where all the suites are.
8121 East 59th Street?
No, that's my home address.
Just 59. She doesn't know the address.
Okay.
Okay, we'll look at it. Thank you. Go right ahead.
So with Beautiful Baby Beginnings, we're a nonprofit organization. Currently, I founded Beautiful Bay Beginnings because I am currently serving in the United States Army. I just started my second 6-year contract, and I have a strong passion for veterans who deal with PTSD. And so, because I've seen it all too many times, and so I tried to come up with a solution to help them. And so currently, we help our veterans who deal with PTSD through counseling. But since we don't have enough funding for it, we also go downtown every single Saturday and we feed the homeless from 12 to 2. We even had the news, Channel 6, show up on us, and they did a story about it. And so from there, we were starting to ask for donations for clothing because a lot of our homeless community need clothing, they need food. I once was homeless with my children due to an abusive situation. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I also wrote a book about it, and it's published on Amazon. It's called Replanting My Roots, and I teach women in that book to leave their situation and don't come back. But we have a passion for our veterans first and foremost. And so what I'm asking about with Beautiful Bay Beginnings is more help in the Lawrence area. We receive a lot of donations. We receive a lot of clothing donations. Currently, I keep them at my house in my garage. I'm a mother of 4, and so it's kind of getting kind of packed and kind of cluttered, and we don't have anywhere to store the donations. I go downtown every Saturday with my team and we pass out clothes. Now the people really do look forward to us coming down. It's a really good thing to talk to them and let them know that their situation right now isn't their final destination, that it's just a step through their process, and encouraging them to hold on so that they won't feel like they're alone out here. They look forward to us coming. But I do know that there is a particular building in Lawrence that was the old animal shelter. And so I feel like either that building, or if you have another proposed building that we could probably use as our headquarters. Because right now we are running all over the city, especially downtown. We are needing help to transfer food and clothing downtown. And it is becoming it's becoming hard. But we refuse to give up. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing until it gets better. This is our passion, and we're going to just keep it moving. But we would like help in the city of Lawrence, and that's why we came tonight to talk about it.
Madam President, can I ask a question? I know we normally don't do this, but we refer to animal shelter 2 different places, so I'm just trying to figure out which one she's talking about.
The building I'm talking about is around the 42nd and Shadeland area.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So the proposed.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Ms. Ellis? Please state your full name and address for the record.
Valerie Ellis, 4820 Atwell Drive. If I could just add on Beautiful Bay Beginnings, it's a wonderful organization. They also are working on veteran housing to help transitional veterans get back into homes, and they're trying to get that to happen in Lawrence as well. So it's a good cause, just my 2 cents. But I'm here today because I would like to talk about the raises that are proposed for the council and for the mayor. And I believe that everybody deserves a raise, and for your work that you do. I just don't understand how. I would just like to say that I think that a 24% raise is kind of high, and with the situations and issues in Lawrence, I think that the money could be used better and in areas that are not taken care of on a regular basis. Sorry, I'm really sick, but I just really wanted to come and say my 2 cents. I've been a resident of Lawrence for 27 years. I live in Old Lawrence, and I was always proud to live here. It was my goal to live here. It was my goal to educate my child in Lawrence, and but I don't feel that way anymore. I saw that sign tonight on my way here that said, "We love Lawrence," the new sign that's right in Old Lawrence off the interstate at 56 and 465. And while I used to be that person that loved Lawrence, I'm no longer that person. And I just feel that being a constituent for 27 plus years, that Old Lawrence has been left out in the cold. And I just don't see if we're not going to represent all of Lawrence, then I can't support a 24% raise. I don't know how the raises were determined because some are 4%, some are 9%, some are 24%, and I didn't do the rest of the math. But I just think that if you're going to represent Lawrence as a whole, you need to represent all of us. And I feel neglected. I don't want to live in this city anymore. I can't even move because my house is not sellable. So that's where my issues come in. And until I feel like I'm being represented by the administration and the people that are supposed to be representing me, I don't believe that that the raises are I don't know the word I'm looking for. The raises are comparable to the standards of what the cost of living is for the constituents of your city. That's all I got. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're adjourned.